Good stuff. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me for another Wednesday practice. Normally this is Chen style class, but today we're having a look at the 7 Rotations Qi Gong by Master Joe Locke. We had a look at it last week, just at the beginning of the form, and I think it's excellent for recovery, for helping build your strength and helping just get the Qi flowing. It is a really nice holistic health set. So I'm going to introduce that to us today, or continue to introduce it today. And we can pick and choose through the weeks. Then we can do the full form, or we can just use sections of it as warm up. So let's begin with right hand in fist, please, and left hand straight, going back the thumb, feet together, hands together, and let's press forward. Lovely. And we release and we relax down. We go into shoulder width horse stance for our Wuji practice. So in this form, Wuji is starting open. We're going to float the top of the head up and bring the chin slightly down and back. And I just realized I'm using the wrong microphone. So there we go. That should be clearer. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we're in Wuji. We're lengthening up through the top of the head. Just moving the mic here. Yeah, okay. Chin down and back. And we release and relax down through the body. Wuji literally is a practice of letting go and listening. Feeling into all of the sense objects with your senses. Noticing the flavor, if you like, of the here and now. So listening to the body, listening to the breath, listening to your environment, the room, listening behind you. Listening into the outdoors beyond the building. And with each experience, taste it, experience it, and let it go. Good, so let's bring the awareness to the fingertips, please. Just think of breathing into your fingertips, feeling for sensation. And the key to this practice is really to have patience and simply listen. Feel your way. You may notice that you experience a tingling in the fingertips. Don't worry if you don't feel anything, but by bringing the awareness to the fingertips, by breathing into them, you are awakening the Qi. You're guiding the Qi, the life force, to your fingertips. Keeping the top of the head floating up, we're going to begin to press gently all 10 fingers down towards the earth. Not with great pressure, not with great tension, but just gently lengthening. So the top of the head is lengthening up and the 10 fingers are lengthening down. We're continuing to feel into the fingertips. And you may notice that from a tingling sensation, you start to feel almost like a swelling sensation in the fingers. You feel maybe that they start to feel a bit like sausages. And this is the qi filling up your fingers. Your life force is filling the space. So where your mind goes, the energy follows. Where the energy goes, your strength follows. So keep that degree of energy going in your hands, keeping your hands nice and soft, but alive, awakened. Let's now begin our movement 1, which is open door 5. This is a sequence. We're going to begin by scooping in and forwards. Feel for the tailbone and lift. Guide your hands in to cover your center, feeling through to the back and lift. Release, relax down over the front. And now, like a bird flapping its wings, feel up the back, over the shoulders, feel to your fingertips, and release, relax down, shoulders, elbows, hands. So we're lengthening through to the fingertips, but notice the elbows are slightly bent. We're in a curve, we're lengthening through a curve. Resting level with the belly button, we turn the palms and take a deep breath, gather your energy. And breathing out, release, relax down to center. Scoop around. Fingers overlap, lift. Turning as you pass your chest. Press forwards and up. And think of skimming around the inside of a bubble. So keep the fingers pointing forwards. Very good. Come round to the waist. So again, waist tight. We massage for the kidneys. Expand. Keep the hands level with your waist. Let's do that one again. Keep the hands in front of the body. Good. Press down and away. Breathing in. And breathing out, relax back down, hands hovering level with the waist. Let's relax those shoulders, release the elbows, let the hands float. This guides our energy back into the center. Good, let's turn the palms and give the back a little rub. Good, now let's do that exercise again, and this time we'll just do it nice and quiet. I want you to allow your energy to flow by allowing your breath and your movement to flow. Everything, we learn this in Tai Chi, everything in our system is intertwined. Everything influences everything else. So we want our mind, our movement and our breath to work together. Often people come to Tai Chi and they say, can you teach me how to breathe, please? I don't breathe very well. And it's one of these things that the first rule of Tai Chi is nature. We want to breathe naturally. And for people who struggle to breathe naturally, it's a conundrum. How do you teach someone to do something naturally? No, this is the question. The answer, as far as I'm concerned, is to listen. So rather than trying to influence your breath, I want you to listen to your breath and let go through it. In the same way, I want you to listen to the movement of your body. As you move, feel it, taste it, use all of your senses to be fully present in that moment. And by listening, we facilitate relaxation. We're helping our bodies to release into the experience. And in doing so, with relaxation, energy and strength can then flow in. So let go of trying to control your body and listen to your body, companion your body. Gently guide it into the shapes that we're doing, but be with it rather than try to keep it under thumb. All right, let's try again, please. We lengthen up, please, through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back, and just take a few moments to breathe and calm. Notice your breath. Follow your breath. Let go through your breath. Let's find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down, feeling into them. Let's begin. Pausing level with your waist, calming down, release your shoulders, release your elbows. Feel into your hands. Well done. Let's give the back a little rub. I'd like to take my time a little bit with you today. I'm sorry about my voice. I'm a little bit croaky still. So let's ease from our stance. Now that was really nice. It was very good. It's a lovely set, and it is the first of 7 sequences within this 7 stars rotation Qi Gong. Wuji being all important is not actually counted because it's 0. It's the blank slate. It's just preparing the ground for your practice. Nonetheless, it is vital that you actually practice your Wuji before the form. And actually, I and our higher authority, our master Locke, suggests emphatically that you practice Wuji after your practice as well. And that way you're bookending the good work with a bit of space, with a bit of silence, with a bit of stillness, so that the ripples, if you like, the processing of what you have just done has lots of space and tranquility to work their way. The repercussions work their way through our system. So you prepare the ground, and then you give your system space after your practice just to fully integrate or more easily integrate what you have just done. Good. So yes, it was very nice. It was very good what I could see of your practice. There's one little bugbear that I have in Open Door 5 that I see many of my students doing, and I want to just address that really quickly now. So if you want to, you can give yourself a wee bit of movement. Make sure that you're comfortable. That's really important. Remember, you can do most of these exercises seated, so you can sit if you wish, but please remain in good posture. Don't collapse if you sit down. So yes, so this one point that I'd like to make. When we come to the waist and we scoop around our little bowl and lift, we turn at the chest and press forwards and up. And what I often see when people do this large circle is they just open their arms to the sides and the fingers point out. And I'd like you to think this sequence is rather like you're going round bubbles or ball shapes. So there's the outside of the ball, that's very clear. But this movement, you're actually going around the inside of the bubble. Think of it like your aura, your electromagnetic field. We're going around the inside of the bubble. And if you just bring your hands out to the sides and point your fingers out, it is like you are breaking your bubble. You're sending your energy out. And that's not what that exercise is for. We actually want to contain the energy. It's like standing inside a little plastic bubble and you're skimming your hands along the wall of the bubble. So we actually want our fingers to point forwards, or you can think of it like a round window with a windowsill. You're wanting to actually rub your hand down the windowsill. So it's not the fingertips pointing out, the fingertips are pointing forwards. If you see here, we press forwards and up, and the fingertips point forwards as we slide the palms around and down. So that creates more of a twist in the arm. And we know in our Tai Chi and Qi Gong that a twist is always stronger than a straight line. So if we're going out, it's not strong. If we are twisting the arm so the fingers are pointing forwards, we're running the palms down the sides of the bubble, we have a stronger energetic oomph. Okay, so let's try it together, please. Ready? We're going to scoop around our little ball and lift, turning the palms, press forwards and up. And now the palms facing out, fingers pointing forwards, we slide around the round window or the inside of the bubble and return to our waist height. And then we can continue with our little circle and our pressing down and away. Very nice. Now that was beautiful. It was much better. It's sometimes I think maybe beginners are struggling to just connect with their bodies and guide their body, you know, the mind-body connection isn't there. But a seasoned practitioner, someone who's been doing it for a year or so, any Tai Chi, there's no excuse. You can do this. It's just a conscious connection. Let's do it one more time. Ready? We scoop and lift and turn, press forwards and up. Fingers stay pointing forwards, the sides of the ball or the balloon or the bubble are rubbed down. Very good. And continue. Very nice. So that's something to play with, please. You can use this video if you like, or when it comes to this, now you know that you can fast forwards, but it is a really nice wee moment to practice. Often when we learn Tai Chi, we take in the information and we go, oh, right, that's what I should be doing. But if we don't practice it, we can slip into bad habits. So we know better, but we still do it with what we call deviation. So not quite as good as it could be. And all Tai Chi, the benefits come from regular repetition from practice. So even when you know up here what you're doing, we need to do lots and lots of repetitions because it's a physical practice. It's not academic. We want to just keep doing it to get the benefits. Knowing how to do it is not enough. All right, lecture over, sorry. So let's move on to our next movement, movement 2 of the sequence. Much easier, much, much easier. Let's go into our horse stance. We float up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Let's release belly, hips and knees. And let's bring the hands back to waist height. So that's where we have finished our open door 5, our movement 1. So this movement, let's just prepare by extending the palms forwards and coming back. And this is rather like you're rolling a rolling pin. Very good for lower back pain and back problems, but only if you do it right, as always. So This is an expansion. We're expanding forwards as we're filling our back backwards. You're not pushing your back. It's not a forced movement, but more of a feeling that as the hands roll forwards, the back, the small of the back fills. And we breathe. We let the breath flow. So that's a really nice preparation exercise for this movement to get the correct response going on in the spine. This is what we want to happen. Don't just move your arms. That's not Tai Chi. All Tai Chi movement must come from center. So the center expands in two directions and you will feel strong. If you just move your arms, after a while, your arms will get tired and you won't have worked your center at all. Good. Okay, so now let's add to that. We want to keep the hips, the legs, the knees, everything steady. But we're going to turn the waist gently. Now, if you have back pain, I want you to be very gentle. This is only a quarter turn. And you can do less than a quarter if you need to. You can do an eighth. That's okay. So just gently, gently does it. We're turning the waist and we're expanding the ball. So the waist fills back. We roll the ball around to the other quarter and draw in, release. So imagine you have a big bubble or balloon that you're rolling against the ground. So feel for the ground with your hands. You're turning your waist. Now, a beginner may feel tempted to turn the hips. We're not turning the hips, we're turning the waist. That's why this is beneficial for the spine. Good. You can do as many of these as you like. This is very useful for lower back pain, for hip issues, for restless legs, for strengthening the legs. Anything below the waist basically gets a nice bathing in energy. Good, so let's very gently change direction. Now there is a fancy way to change direction. We'll not worry about that just yet. Roll. Good. So we expand, we roll around, we release. Everything comes in. Breathe. Now you might find yourself holding your breath. It's very common when we're learning something new or if we're a bit stressed, we hold our breath. So don't beat yourself up if you find that you're holding your breath. It's fine, that's okay. But when you realize you're doing it, let go and breathe. Breathe into the feeling, breathe into the movement. Very good. So that's the first half of this second exercise. So now let's extend out and roll around until the hands are away from us and we're facing the front. Turn your palms so you're holding a big ball and absorb the ball. Draw it in towards you. Float up. The hands aren't quite touching. They're still one hand length away. You're not here, but here. And now expand out and you're level with your chest. And here we do the same exercise again at a higher level. But this time the palms are facing in. So we're nice and round and full. And we draw in. Feel round the back. It's almost like a hula hoop feeling. We want a feeling of energetic focus circulating around the arms. You can think of a beam of light coming out under the armpit, along the arm, across the fingers, back up the other arm, under the armpit, across the back. Very good. Throughout, we want to keep the circle, keep the big circle. We're squashing it, we're expanding it, but we're not lengthening our arms to become straight. We're not doing that. We're keeping the bowl shape. Good. Let's change direction. Now, this exercise is very good for helping general energetic circulation for everything above the waist. So the heart, the lungs, the lymphatic system, everything, shoulders, neck, everything above the waist is gently being influenced. Good, and you'll notice it is quite hard work. Is this the first direction or the second direction? Let's change direction, we'll go the other way. Good, so you can play with this to your heart's content. There's no set number of rotations that you need to do, but I would recommend 3 minimum in each direction. And don't go beyond what's comfortable. Good. All right, so you get the idea. Turn the waist. Let's come back to center. Movement 3, we open the arms and take a deep breath, bringing the hands forwards and up. Gather in. Now think this time of holding a smaller balloon against your forehead. Absorb it in and point the fingertips to the outside corners of the eyebrows. Pointing and connecting energetically, feel down the face, down the neck to the chest, and think of stretching the energy open. So now you're level basically with the nipple line. So we point down, connecting, feeling energetically down the body, and sitting back, bring the hands inside the legs, down to the feet, go around the feet, around the back, and standing up, guiding the energy back up the legs to the waist, and bring the hands around the girdle to cover center. Let's do that again. I'll show you it from the side. So we relax for a moment. This is your opportunity to recover, to breathe, to calm, to listen, to let go. Ready? We open and breathe in. Think of gathering the chi. Gather your energy ball to rest against your forehead. Absorb it in as you point to the outside of the eyebrows, down the face, down the neck to the chest. Open, pointing the fingers down but not touching. Feel the connection energetically down the inside of the legs. Sit back so the knees do not go beyond the toes. Go around the back and draw the energy up the back of the legs to the waist and round. Cover center, check posture. And relax down into your belly again. Calming down. Use this opportunity to listen and feel. We want to be listening and feeling to the body in real time as we practice. So if there is pain, we can adjust. For example, you're going down into a squat, halfway down, you may feel pain. What do you do then? You don't go any further down. You adjust what you're doing to suit how your body is responding. Ready? Let's do it one more time. We open. Gather. Draw in. Feel the energy ball. Draw it in. Point to the eyebrows. Down the face, down the neck, and expand. Down through the body. Down through the inside edges of the legs. Around. Drawing up the back. Very good. Around the girdle. Cover center. Check posture. And breathe, relax down into the belly. So again, there's no set number. You could do as many of those exercises as you like. I find 3 is enough. You don't have to exhaust yourself, but it's a good workout. If you wanted to do it 9 times, you'd be getting strong. All right, so that's 3. That depicts above, below, and us in the middle. Good job. Release, relax gently down, and you can ease from your stance. See how you feel. Tai Chi is, as I say, a mindfulness practice. So it's continually feeling what you're doing in real time, experiencing it and letting go. In this way, you are safeguarding yourself from injury, because if it hurts, you adjust. If it still hurts, you stop. Injury tends to happen when we're either oblivious or we ignore the warning signs that are telling us that there's something wrong. So it's really important that we continuously listen to our bodies. We want to be very careful not to steamroll ourselves into doing exercise, even though we're in pain, because we feel the exercise is good for us. No, it's not. It's not good for you if it's hurting you. That's not good. There is not really no pain, no gain within Tai Chi. Once you get to a high level, you can differentiate between extreme or more extreme sensation that is not actually harmful and pain that is going to lead to injury. So there is some gray area, but in general, I want you to listen, feel, let go. If what you're feeling doesn't feel right, we must make a change. We must adapt our stance, our posture, our depth. Whatever it is you're doing has to change. Otherwise, it will lead eventually to injury if we keep pushing through the natural barriers that our system are saying, uh-oh, something's not right. Okay, so I'm lecturing today, sorry. So next we're going to look at movement 4. And movement 4 is the stations of the compass. And we have a little leeway here because it's not just south, east, west, and north. We're using southeast and southwest. And you might think, if you're like me, that north would be in front, but the way the choreography has been created, we want to think of our compass with north behind us. North is pointing back, south is in front of us, and east is to our left, and west is to our right. And we are using 4, actually 5, because one of them's a hybrid, auspicious animals. So animals that are thought of as being powerful and almost magical, mythical within the Chinese culture. So if you think China and mythical creatures, what is the first one that comes to mind? Probably the dragon, right? Okay, and think of the dragon, it's like a great big snake, really. It's this big, long, sinuous spine. Or you could say a lizard, because it does have arms and legs. But if you think of the dragon and you think, well, what would a dragon exercise entail? It's spine health. We're working on spine health because the dragon is basically one long and sinuous, powerful spine. So we're going to do the dragon to the east, and that is to your left. And as I say, it's not full left, it's not full east, it's southeast. So we're going to the corner. I'm going to mirror for you, please. So this is your left, okay? So we have our feet shoulder width and level. We're going to flip our toes to the left-hand corner. And we're going to I've got ahead of myself. Sorry, can we come back? We're just going to do a centering move to get us going. So we'll go from, where are we? Here. Covering center. Breathe and relax. And release. And we're just going to do a little rotation of the ball. Now, if you've done the Phoenix form, you'll recognize this as the heaven and earth rotation, or the stomach spleen exercise. We're just rotating the ball left and right. And this is a very centering exercise. It's nice to do just before we do the four corners. So think of this as getting into the middle of your compass. Okay. All right. Now, just to get a feel for it, now we're going to roll the ball. Think of turning the waist. And again, if you've done the Phoenix form, you'll recognize this as your reverse rolling clouds move. So we're turning the waist. Remember, the waist does the work. This is loosening and strengthening your spine. So don't turn your hips. This is incorrect. Yeah, if you turn the hips, the spine is lazy. We want to very gently mobilize, relax, and strengthen the spine. So there is your little reverse rolling clouds move. Good. And now I'd like you to think of 3 chambers. So we're going to do lower, middle, and upper height. So we're doing that exercise 1 over and then the other, level with your belly. Do it with me, please. And now lift up and do it chest height. Roll the ball, turn the waist, roll the ball, and then we go up to head height. Roll the ball and roll the ball. Good, relax, take a breath. Good, so this lower, middle, and upper, 3 rotations or 3 rollings of the ball is the more minimal version of the dragon exercise. So now let's go back into that corner position, turn the toes to face the corner. Please be careful, because recently when I was teaching, I saw a beginner, when I asked them to turn to the corner, they did this. And they went into horse stance facing the corner. No, it's not like that. We want to stay with our feet, heels in line, facing the front, and just turn your toes to the corner. Very good. Now we're going to do our 3 rotations, lower, middle, and upper. So your left hand can go over, and then your right hand can go over, and you come up a level, and we go left and right, and come up a level, left and right. And you can bring your left arm up again. And now let's flip the toes. So we turn right, left, skim the hands level with the waist. And we finish this move turning the palms to face up. Bring your left hand under your right arm. Skim along the line of the arm until you have a circle, palms facing up. Flip the palms and gently relax as you feed the hands forwards. Fingers pointing up, and take a half step. Well done. Now in this form, that is your tiger exercise, and it's tiger to the west. So dragon to the east, tiger to the west. But if you've done the Phoenix form, you will recognize that as mist forming pearl, your heart and small intestines exercise. Calming the heart fire down to the kidneys, to the water. Good, okay. So you get the idea. Let us do that exercise on each side. So we're going to roll up the 3 levels and do our tiger exercise. And then, just because we can, we're going to roll up the 3 to the other side and do the tiger to the east. Okay, so you can play with this form. You don't have to just do one thing in one direction. There's one exception I can think of, and that comes later. But in general, just play with it. So are we ready? Let's turn our toes to your east. So that's to your left. And we're going to roll lower, mid, upper, turning your waist, turn the waist, left hand up, And turn the toes. Flip the hands to face up. Come underneath the arm. Along the line of the arm, make a circle. Turning your palms, coming down with a half step. Lovely. Let's do it again on the other side. Doesn't matter which hand goes first. Just get the ball rolling, literally. 1, 2, then chest height. Roll the ball forwards and back, head height. 1, 2. And when your right hand is up, flip your toes, skim across waist height. Turn the palms to face up. Now your right hand coming under your left arm, along the line of the arm. There's your circle, turn palms, and a half step. Relax down. Beautiful. So that is dragon and tiger. Excellent. Relax down. It's a very gentle tiger. We often think of tiger as like this, rawr, but this time it's just gentle tiger. Okay, so that is the sort of introduction to the dragon. However, instead of doing 3 circulations of lower, middle, and upper, we can do 33. Yes, you heard me right, 33 rotations. And that's because we have 33 vertebrae in our spine. So we're going to give each and every vertebrae a little bit of love, a little bit of an energetic bathing, if you like. And there are different ways of doing this exercise. So far we've had the sort of reverse rolling clouds movement, turning the waist. But this time, just to mix it up a bit, we're going to do another version. So if you rub your hands together, please, and then bring them a little bit apart. So now think of, we're going to do fiddly bits. So it's not a big movement. We're going to bring the hands a little bit apart with the fingers pointing forwards. And we're going to do like a little choo-choo train. So we're rolling the ball. You can imagine that you're literally rolling the ball between your hands. And as one goes forwards, the other goes back. As one goes up, the other goes down. Do you see what I mean? But it's not an arm movement. You're not doing this. Again, it has to come from center. So the hips and the legs, as always, remain pretty steady, and you're turning in your waist. And so we're doing this little, you can imagine rolling dough between your hands. Good. So we're going to do that 33 times up the spine. Okay. So think of it, the coccyx, the base of the spine, is 5 vertebrae fused together. So you've got 5 at this level. I'll have to get my anatomy book out because I can't remember how many vertebrae are in each, but you've got 5 there and you're working up. So be careful that you don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got another 30, you know, or another 20 odd to go. So let's try it. We're going to have shoulder width. Flip the toes to the corner. Get your hands ready at the base of your spine. And we gently, very gently, small movements start to rock. Maybe not the right word. Gently twist left and right. And I'd like you to think of the level of your hands creating a spotlight at that level in your spine. So we're bathing the spine in energy and giving it a little manipulation, turning the waist, but think of that vertebrae walking up one at a time. That vertebrae that is in your awareness at the time is getting a little bit of a release and a bit of energy. My master Locke calls this exercise climbing the heavenly ladder. So the spine is the ladder and we're walking up one vertebrae at a time, feeling your way. So you're breathing, listening, and moving feeling each vertebrae or each level at least of the spine as you very gently and softly turn. Now, as we come up towards the neck, it gets a little bit more challenging. We have to keep good posture. So feel the top of the head lengthening up and the chin slightly down and back. Feel your way up through the neck. And Master Lock does indicate that even done beautifully, perfectly, it is actually harder to experience, to feel the energy as we go up the neck. So don't worry, don't force it, don't strain yourself, just feel your way, you're doing fine. Good, now let's turn the toes, skim across, come underneath. We do a nice gentle tiger, a long turn the palms and a little half step. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. Our feet are pointing to our corner and we're just going to start at the base of the body. Again, just very gently. It's only a small movement, turning the waist, and think of rolling your energy up through each vertebrae. Breathe and let go. This is an exercise in relaxation and pampering. You're pampering your spine by gently mobilizing it. We're gently strengthening it. Feel your way up. Doesn't have to be strictly 33 times. More important that you're feeling your way, you're engaging with your spine, listening, feeling, letting go into it. Again, as you come up towards the neck, the top of the head is floating up, the chin is slightly down and back. Gently walk your awareness up through each little vertebrae. Good. And let's turn the toes, turn the hands, come underneath, skim along, turn the palms, and there's your lovely tiger. Excellent. Let's do one more tiger to the other side. And that brings us back to where we are in the form. So there is your dragon, the simple or straight, quicker version and the full-on version. Very good. And your tiger as well. So just to finish the class, let's look at south and north as well. Now, if you have done the phoenix, you will recognize this. We're going to take the right hand underneath. Remember, I'm mirroring. You'll recognize this as continuing heaven and earth rotations. We're going to expand the ball, stretch it out, turn the ball, and step your left foot a little bit forward. So there you have hug ball. We're going to squash the ball down and we're going to turn towards the front, again, turning in the waist, expand your arms. So your left hand is coming up, right palm, waist tight, and keep turning if you can comfortably turn in the waist. Release your back foot, bring it in, and turn and step forward. So now you have left hug ball, left hand on top, squash it down and expand. And your right hand comes up. Again, turning if you can comfortably over your front leg. Now we feed the weight back and we go over the rainbow. This is the kidney exercise. Draw in and step back. Just leave your right hand down this time as you go over and come in. And bring your stance back to horse stance. Very good. So that is your south. And in this form, the south is represented by the phoenix. So that movement is considered to be for the phoenix, that forwards and back in this form. Now we're going to look at the north, and this is your hybrid. We have snake and we have turtle. So the snake, we're going to flip our toes again to your east, and we're going to open the arms and swing the arms around the body. So your right hand is coming forwards. I'll do it with you, the same thing. So we're to the east. Left hand comes behind, right hand comes in front, and the fingers are pointing around the body. And we're going to look over the left shoulder and press the hands away from your body. So I would have called this black dragon winds around pillar, but in this form, it's called the snake. So we change, please. Flip the toe. Oh, sorry, missed out a bit. Press out. We're going to draw a circle with the top hand. Circle around like a lasso. And now change. Turn the toes. Right hand comes past the waist. Left hand comes forwards and up, pressing the hands away from you as your fingers point around your body. Look over your shoulder and feel a lovely, gentle twist. Again, the top hand does a circle, a lasso movement, and we flip and we do it again. So we turn to the corner, press the hands away from you. Again, you can think as if you're inside a bubble. We want to press the walls of the bubble with the palms. So don't burst the bubble with your fingertips pointing out. Press the walls of the bubble and release. Lasso the top hand, circle, and change feet. Change sides. Turn and press the hands away. Gently does this. This is a powerful stretch. Good. And return to center. Cross the hands, turn the feet to face front. Now, this is the second part of the north movement. I think of it almost as center, but it is the turtle. So we're going to lift the hands up in crossed position and open your hands out. We're going to sit back and down, filling our shell. Think of the curve of the turtle shell. We want to curve the back. We're not scooped. We're filling the back. And we're stretching our necks like turtles do. So we want to lengthen up through the top of the head, bring the chin slightly down and back, and lengthen through the top of the head as we press the hands forwards and up. We sit back, filling our spine, filling our shell, and feel the legs also engaging in this stretch. Very good. So you can see from the side, we have this kind of turtle shape. And release, relax down. Well done. Let's take a few breaths, please. So that we have got to 4. That's 4 of the 7 exercises of the form. Nice deep breath. You're doing ever so well. As always in Tai Chi and Qi Gong, it takes a while to learn. Once you've got the form, you can do it quite quickly. You can do this form between 6 to 7 minutes, depending on how many repetitions you want to do. But it takes time. Very good. One more time, nice deep breath. Hold your breath at the top. Press your fingers into the sky. Press your toes into the earth. Think of sealing in your good energy. And let's release and relax, guiding the hands back to the waist. Master Lock tends to lace the thumbs, the tiger's mouth, that's called. Lace the tiger's mouths together as he covers center. So we can do that. And gently hug the elbows in. Let's feel the touch of the hands, the warmth of the hands, flowing into center. Feel your energy is stronger. Good, and let's return to Wuji just for a few seconds. Release the hands gently down. Check posture, the top of the head floating up, the chin slightly down and back. And again, just listen to your system. Notice your breath. Follow your breath. Listen to every experience that is presenting itself here and now. Notice, does the quality of this experience feel different from the Wuji we did at the beginning of class? Remember, there's no right or wrong in what you're experiencing. Simply listen, feel, and let go. Very good. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's lovely to see you all again. Let's bring our feet together. Bring right hand in fist, left hand straight. Bring it together and we press forwards. 学生好. And you can say 老师好. That means students, thank you, or students good. And you can say teacher good. Thank you so much, folks. Have a good day and keep practicing. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.